New topic is soils. All right, so again, another very short topic, just like deserts. We're going to fly through this. All right, you can pause the video and head up there with this, and I will continue on. There is no assignment with this one, okay, just quite a few notes and stuff, introductory stuff to get ready. There's no attached documents, everything will be in the video. All right, so first thing, why soils? Right, three things. Without soils we couldn't grow any food, we would be dead. All right, the world would lose all of its biomes and diversity. Alright, it's different ecosystems and biomes. Our oceans and rivers will be clogged up with soil and start to fail. Alright, so pretty much the whole world will get messed up. We will look at the Dust Bowl in America, what happened to the soils there, okay? Again, another thing we use huge amounts of soil for is our construction, okay, to build pretty much all of our transport. And then the future of soils as well. We might have some time to touch on some of this, but increasingly we're trying to create these green buildings where everybody has planting along the sides. Okay, again, without soil, not possible. This is to try and reduce climate change and combat climate change. All right, so a couple of definitions here. Soil, regolith, parent rock. Okay, so definition: soil is the weathered remains of rock and contains water, air, humus, and living organisms. So that's what it is. We've looked at weathering before, excuse me, which is the breaking down of different surfaces in geology. Okay, so those little particles all join up together. Regolith is the broken down parts of parent rock which start the soil formation. Then parent rock is the bedrock of an area. So in this little diagram here, this is called a soil profile and the horizons. We'll look at that tomorrow. We got our bedrock or geology deep down. Okay, it starts to get broken up. This would have originally been the surface. Okay, weathering and erosion starts to break this up. Bits accumulate. There's vegetation. There's living organisms. There's breaking down particles and minerals of rock, all added in here. Dead vegetation. Okay, that accumulates or builds up to form our regolith. Now it gets more and more loose the higher up you go. It gets more and more compacted the deeper down you go. So these layers here can be of different thicknesses and so on. All right, but it makes up our soil. Now there's obviously different varieties. You don't need to write this down. We'll be looking at all of these, not so much rendzinas, but laterites, latisols, chernozems, and podzols we'll be looking at. Okay. You can see there's different textures, there's different colors. This all depends on the minerals and stuff. And how included in them and how they are formed. So you'll do one little task, which isn't an assignment, just at the end of this lesson, where you'll organize factors that help to form soil. Okay. Soil depths then as well. I don't know how clear this photo is, but you can see the depth of the soil. All right, this is a fully grown man down here, and you can see how it changes in it's kind of a reddish brown color down to a yellowy gray color down to this much more kind of almost clay and mushy material. You should be able to figure out why this would be more kind of easy to move. You can see how easy the marks from the digger went in there. But obviously the further we go down, the closer we get to water. So there's more water included in here, so it gets a lot more movable. All right. Also, like we said, there's different layers of soil and different thicknesses around the earth. Okay, if we think about the fields at Queen's College, do you really think you'd find, let's say he's 6 foot tall, okay, that's looking like it's about 15 feet deep of different soils. Okay, you can see pipes and stuff buried below. In the Bahamas we have nothing like that. Our soil is literally a couple of inches deep, okay, because of how it was formed and the conditions of it forming. Now don't worry about that. Okay, so a couple of things, factors affecting the formation of soil. So we're going to look at things that cause soil to be made. Okay, there's 4 of these. First one is weathering. You should be able to tell me what this one is, where the water gets into the cracks and expands and breaks it apart. That's our freeze thaw. And you have biological weathering as well, where vegetation breaks down rock surfaces. So as each piece breaks down, it'll start to form our regolith, which makes up our soil. So step 1, in the process, as rock surface is broken down to form regolith, can be carried out physically, biologically, and chemically. So that's our first one. You can write that down, please. Weathering and this little bit. Okay. Second of all is leaching. Okay, another very important word. A little diagram here to help you understand. This is the draining away from soil similar material by the action of percolating liquid, especially rainwater. This can move nutrients from soil layers or cause them to filter deeper into the soil. Alright, so what leaching is especially after heavy rainfall, that water will move down. It'll take nutrients and materials from the top and they can start to flow down into the soil layer. That can increase the soil layer and also change its composition, change what it's made from, because it brings this nutrients down. Okay. Capillary action then. You may have done this in science of blood vessels and things. Alright, or just with water. The passage of water through the regolith, upwards through capillary action and downwards through infiltration. Okay. Moves nutrients around the soil layer. Now, this means through capillary action, okay, the little passages are so tiny and there's such pressure from both sides, the water is almost squeezed back up. Obviously through infiltration it sinks down, okay, or our percolation or leaching like we just saw. So actually there's small quantities of water constantly moving around in the soil layers below, and this will mix it up even further into a big mixture. Okay, so think of soil layers like a cake. Alright, here's our cake layers in here. You've got leaching coming down through. You've got stuff being weathered at the top, breaking down and sitting on top. Then you've got capillary action and infiltration, all this movement of water and insects and stuff moving it around, mingling these layers together, okay, to form different soil types. Air is also important, so air also moves through, okay. So again, bacteria and worms and insects and stuff can open little channels for this air to move through the soil. Our final one is organic decay. This is our humus layer on top. Right, so you can see all this loose material here. Depending on where it is, that will rot away at a certain speed. So in the rainforest, because it's very hot and very wet, all the leaf litter or humus layer rots very quickly, returning nutrients quickly to the soil. Okay. Also, depending on the type of vegetation then found in the area, that will depend on the types of nutrients getting into the soil and affecting its content. All right, so climate plays a role in this, and so does the vegetation. So finally, as plant life breaks down and decays, it forms a humus layer. This sticky substance joins clay particles to form our soil and encourage further growth in plant life. All right, what I would add to this then is just say two factors which affect organic decay is vegetation and climate. Alright, so you can see how the whole thing works together. Now, a little bit of work to do. Okay, this is already the end of our lesson. We're not doing the world map. You're going to draw a little diagram like this. Okay, so there's four big factors which affect the formation of soil. Okay, you've got the parent rock or geology, the bedrock down under the soil, flora and fauna, wildlife and vegetation, climate and time. You need to sort these boxes. Okay, there should be 10 boxes under the correct headings. Alright, so I'll leave this here for 10 seconds so you can pause the video and sketch this down under your notes. Alright, and then we'll leave this, then pause this one and try and figure them out. It's very straightforward. There's one for time and 3 factors for each of these. Okay, let's try and do some of the first ones. Temperature affects rate of weathering. Which of these factors do you think temperature is included in? Okay, it's probably going to be climate. Sorry. Permeability, the drainage, influenced by this. Okay, so our permeability. So where does permeability come in? Okay, is it going to be plants and animals? No, not climate. More than likely going to be our parent rock. Okay, you can see the words flora and fauna here. I'm not going to tell you about that one. So flora and fauna will be all living things. Okay, bacteria, plants, animals. And then there's only one of them which mentions anything about time or years, so that will go in the time one. Precipitation affects weathering and water levels in soil. Precipitation is rainfall. Which one does it go under? Okay, so you should be able to figure those out quite straightforward. Like I said, one goes in time, then there's 3, 3, and 3. Okay, if you're having any trouble with that at all, New Wider World page 253 will also help you out. Okay, there's a diagram in the middle of page 253 which could help you out with that. But for now, that's your introduction to the soils. I know it's quite a bit of writing, but just get those notes down and this little task.